Gandhiraj. Please, sir. Sir, can you please continue it?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your nice introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So I have changed you as a guest, sir. Please take over the session, sir. Thank you.
So my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
So good afternoon. So first I thank Dr. Chandrasekhar sir as well as coordinators for inviting me. Okay. So myself, Gandhiraj, I am working as assistant professor in the Department of EEE, Anna University, BIT Campus, Tiruchirappalli. So today I am going to discuss about power electronics applications in electric drives actually. My specialization in power electronics. Okay. So I am not interested to, teach anything in the theory portion. I am going to discuss about practical. Okay. So practical means, as we know, so we need, just a minute, my system is slow. Okay. So we need battery for vehicle. Battery means it will store in the form of DC supply. Normally motor maybe AC motor or some special kind of motors, some BLDC motor. Normally induction motors, people are using induction motor. So here induction motor, let us take induction motor. Induction motor means we need AC supply. So I am having DC, but motor needs AC. So what we need inverters. So inverter is the power electronic circuit which converts DC into AC. So actually we are having, in power electronics, we are having three circuits, very important circuits. One is rectifier. Rectifier will convert AC into DC. Then we are having chopper. Chopper will convert constant DC into variable DC. Then we have inverters. Inverters means DC into AC. Among these three, inverters is a hero of the power electronics. Okay, it's very important circuit, inverters. So nowadays, people are working, all the research are working in the inverters. Okay, so a very important circuit is inverters. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about inverters. Okay, then we will go to one by one. So first, what is my inverters? Inverters will convert constant DC into variable AC according to the load. According to the load, it will convert variable AC. Okay. So olden days people are using conventional two-level inverters. This is a two-level inverters. Okay, people are saying that this is the two-level inverters. So this is the supply. So supply I am having DC. Load, this load may be some induction motor. Induction motor needs AC supply. Okay. So we have to convert DC into AC. So we have to convert DC into AC. So for that purpose, I am using Inverters, very good. So this is the circuit, inverter circuit. This is on IGBT, S1 IGBT, S2, S3, S4. This is body diode. This also diode. It acts as a feedback. It protects the device. It protects the IGBT from negative voltage. If you are using RL load, that L load will give negative voltage to the IGBT. At this time, if you are not connecting diode, my IGBT will damage. So to protect from negative voltage, I am connecting one diode. Actually, this is inbuilt diode. This diode is inbuilt diode. Is actually feedback diode. It's not freewheeling diode. It's a feedback diode. Very good. So this is DC. DC means constant voltage. This signal is AC. AC means alternating quantity. So I am arranging 4 switches. Switches nothing but IGBT. As a power electronic engineer, we should know switches nothing but IGBT, transistors family. Okay. If switch is on means it acts as a short circuit. So I am switch on S1 and S2. So S1 and S2 is short circuit. As we know, current starts at positive, it will end at negative. So this is the battery, positive, battery negative. So it starts at positive, it ends at negative. So if switch S1 and S2 on means this is S1 and S2. So my current starts here, it enters here, and it comes here. So current flows from A to B. Okay, then it enter here, it return back to negative. So I'm giving positive voltage in the output side. Then if you switch on S1 and S3 means what will happen? This S1 and S3 act as a short circuit. It make as a short circuit across the load. So there is no current flows through the load. There is no voltage across the load. So zero voltage as well as zero current. If you switch on S1 and S3, there is no current as well as there is no voltage. If you switch on S3 and S4, what will happen? If you switch on S3, S4, it's very important one. So current starts at positive. It enter to S3. So current passing from B to A. So negative voltage as well as negative current. So I am getting negative voltage as well as negative current. So it's going here, it can come here, it return back to negative. So this is the logic of inverters. Okay, very good. But the ideally AC is sinusoidal waveform, but unfortunately I am giving square waveform. So if you apply Fourier series to this waveform, we are giving a lot of harmonics. That harmonics nothing but total harmonic distortion. So as a power electronics engineer, we should know about the total harmonic distortion, THD. So if total harmonic distortion is higher means it will affect the load performance. Means if my load will derated. That is very important. Okay. If you connect these inverters to my fan has one single phase induction motor, no? So that induction motor will damage within 1 week. Okay, that is very important. So my efficiency of the load will decrease because it has more harmonics. So to reduce the harmonics, people are thinking that to put PWM techniques, pulse width modulation technique. So this is the sinusoidal pulse width modulation. So pulse width modulation means actually, so old circuit is old waveform is only square waveform, but this one is it's sharped waveform. Okay, it's a sharped waveform. So actually it's a nearly sinusoidal, because why I am saying this sinusoidal means near to zero I am giving less voltage. At the peak I am giving more voltage. So more with more voltage. Okay, so this logic is sinusoidal pulse width modulation. But the demerit of sinusoidal pulse width modulation means it will go lot of ripple in the induction motor. It will go lot of ripple in the induction motor. The circuit operation is same, S1, S2 turn on means it's going like this. Okay. And S1, S3 means 0 voltage, 0 current. S3, S4 means negative voltage, but sharp waveform. But TKHT is reduced. If you take square waveform TKHT is 40, some 42 means this waveform TKHT will be some 18%, 18% or 19% something. The science order PW means somewhat less. Okay, 18%. So it's good compared to square waveform. So, but still I am giving some negative because if you go pulse width modulation waveform to induction motor, it will have a lot of ripple. It will go some, I mean, my induction motor will go some humming sound. That's also demerit. Okay. So people are thinking that to design some new inverters. So we will see some new inverters. Okay, so what are the demerits, limitations of two-level inverters? More total garment distortion, need of high switching frequency PWM schemes, not suitable for high power applications, more switching losses, high voltage stress means PV by rate of change of voltage is increasing because I am switch on in the high voltage input. So that is the demerit. Then high electromagnetic interference, EMI problem we are giving, large size filter is required. Okay. So that's why we are moving to some novel inverters. That novel inverters name is multi-level inverters. So this is my research one. This is my research topic. I have done my PhD under the guidance of Dr. S. Palani sir, professor at NIT, National Institute of Technology. So at this time I have done a lot of multi-level inverter. I have done a lot of multi-level inverters. We will see one by one. Okay. So features of multi-level inverters. It has higher voltage operating capability, reduced rate of change of voltage, dV by dt will reduce, reduced harmonic content, generate near sinusoidal current waveform as well as voltage, smaller input and output filters, lower EMI problem, low switching frequency, means there is no PWM techniques we are using in the multi-level inverters, increase in the conversion efficiency. Efficiency is more compared to two-level inverters. So what is my multi-level inverter? Actually, we are giving three conventional multi-level inverters. These are all conventional multi-level inverters. One is diode clamped multi-level inverters. Next one is flying capacitor multi-level inverter. Next one is cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverters. Among these three, cascaded H-bridge inverter has more advantage and more research going on the cascaded H-bridge inverters. Okay, this inverter has more advantage compared to these things because here I am giving a lot of semiconductor devices. Here I am giving a lot of capacitors. The balancing of capacitor is very difficult in the flying capacitor. This one here more losses. Here also I am giving capacitors. So compared to these two topology, this topology has more advantage. So this is a cascaded H-bridge in multi-level inverter. It's very simple actually. It's very simple. Only thing is, if you remove this one, it's a two-level inverter actually. If you remove this one, it's a two-level inverter. What I am doing means, I am cascading this two H-bridge multi-level inverter in parallel. It's a parallel connection. It's a parallel connection. I'm connecting these two H-bridge two-level inverter in parallel. That's all. Okay. So this is the load. So we will see one by one how it will operate. Okay. So this is two H-bridge inverter. Okay. This is, let us take. Actually, we are giving two types of multi-level inverters. One is symmetrical as well as asymmetrical. Depending upon the supply, we can say symmetrical multi-level inverter. Another one is asymmetrical multi-level inverters. Symmetrical means supply is same. Asymmetrical means different supply. Supplies, I mean sources. Some 10 volt, 30 voltage means asymmetrical. 10 volt means symmetrical. Okay. So what I am going to do means, this I am connecting these two things in parallel. So here this is S1, S2, S3, S4. Here S5, S6, S7, S8. Very good. So I am going to generate EDC1. This is, let us take, this is EDC1, EDC2. I am going to generate EDC1 plus EDC2, then EDC1, EDC1 minus EDC2, then EDC2, 0, then minus EDC2, minus EDC1 plus EDC2, minus EDC1, minus EDC1, minus EDC2. So I am getting 9 levels. Totally I am giving 9 levels. It's a asymmetrical configuration. So I am giving 9 levels. Okay. So if you put 9, instead of I am getting 2 levels, I am getting 9 levels. So obviously TST will decrease. So we will see one by one how it will work. We will see one by one. So let us take, I am taking, this is a symmetrical, this is symmetrical tabulation, this is asymmetrical tabulation. So we are giving, actually we are, the research is, multi-level inverters has lot of research. This is symmetrical, also this is asymmetrical. Depending upon the supply, we can say this is binary, this is trinary. Binary means it increase in terms of 2, I mean multiply by 2, it multiply by 3. So this is symmetrical topology. We will see first symmetrical topology. Let us take EDC1 10, EDC2 10. So symmetrical means we are getting only 5 level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level, only 5 level. Asymmetrical means we are giving 9 levels actually. We are giving more levels in the asymmetrical. Okay. So this is level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5 level. This is 9 level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, this is the binary level. Binary. This one. This is trinary. Trinary means we are giving 9 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Peak to peak. Okay. Peak to peak. So we will see one by one how it will operate. So first one. So this is a circuit for. This is a circuit for. Cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter, basic cascaded H-bridge multi-level inverter. So first I need EDC1 plus EDC2. If I need EDC1, EDC2, I supposed to switch on S1, S2, S6, S5. Switch on is, I mean, if you give pulse, it will turn on. So the giving the pulse is nothing but microprocessor or microcontroller will do everything. So if you give pulse to S1, S2 by microcontroller, my S1 has to turn on, as well as if you give pulse to S5, S6, it will turn on. So these 4 devices will turn on. So how current will flows? As I said earlier, my current starts at positive, ends at negative. So it's a positive terminal. It enter into S1. So my current flows from A to B. So positive voltage as well as positive current. My current comes here. So as we know, circuit theory says, if 2 battery is connected as positive as well as negative means we can add. Okay, like this. If this is positive, this is negative means we can add. So if this current is flowing like this, so we can add these 2 batteries. So this is EDC1, EDC2. Then current comes here. It enter here, going here, it comes here, it enter to negative. So this is the current tracing in the multi-level inverter. That is very important point. Then I want to get EDC1 minus EDC2. If we need EDC1 minus EDC2, we supposed to turn on S1, S2, as well as S7, S8. Okay, so my current starts here. Positive, enter here. So this is also positive. Means A current flows from positive. A to B means positive. B to A means negative. Enter here. So listen here. So I am connecting positive to positive. So circuit theory says if 2 batteries connected as positive to positive means we go to subtract Otherwise, if you connect the same polarity means we got to subtract. So that's why I'm subtracting these things. So EDC1 minus EDC2. So like that we can do all the things. This is EDC2 minus EDC1. This is minus EDC1 minus EDC2. This is EDC1 only. EDC1 only means there is no current flows through to EDC2. So only current is flowing like this. Okay, this is minus EDC1. This is EDC2, this is minus EDC2, this is 0. 0 means this one. There is no current flows through the supply. So short, load is short, there is no current, there is no voltage. So this is the logic of multi-level motor, very simple. Okay, so this is my professor always saying this sentence. We have to move known things to unknown things. So this is the known thing. So when I was student, when I was doing research, I go simulated this one first, simulate using MATLAB. Then I go simulate one IEEE paper. This is one IEEE, very good paper actually. This paper is very good paper. If possible, I will send this paper to your coordinator. You can get it. You can get it from your coordinators. Okay, this is very good paper actually. So I go simulated this IEEE paper. I go learn a lot of things. If you simulate existing paper, you can learn a lot of things. If you simulate existing paper, then you can think your research. Okay, that is very important. So this is very simple logic, but it has novelty. It's IEEE paper. This is actually a H-bridge inverter. Okay, but this one is novelty. This is the novelty. This is H-bridge. This is also H-bridge. So what authors doing means actually this V1, if switch on SA1 means V1 and V2 is series. Series means we go odd. So if you switch on this IGBT means V1, V2 is series, so we can add. If you switch off, this one means this is parallel. So V1 is equal to V2. That's a very simple one. Okay, so this is one novelty. I go simulated this one. Okay, so this one is, if you increase the previous one is only I am getting V1 and V2. Here I am giving V1, V2, V3. So if you add these two things, we go to switch on SA1 and SA2. We will get V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, then if you add only V1 only, then V2, V3 is parallel means we go to do like this. Then all are V1, V2, V3, all are parallel means we go to do like this. So like this we can get levels. Okay, so this is the PWM techniques in the multi-level motors. So this is the first level. So simple, very simple IEEE paper. What they are doing means initially they will put for first H-bridge inverter, they will put like this. They simulated, this is normal PWM pulse width modulation. This is normal. This H-bridge 2 waveform. If you add these two things, we will get this waveform. This is a normal pulse width modulation technique. Okay, this is MATLAB program. You can write MATLAB program for generating pulse width waveform. Okay, so this is actually this. I thank my friend Dr. Kalyamurthy for this PPT. This PPT is given by my friend. Okay, so this is my research. This is my research paper. This is my research. My novel multi-level motor. We will see one by one. So as I said earlier, so inverters are the power electronic circuit which converts DC into AC. So multi-level motors MLA produce AC voltage with low total harmonic distortion. But still I am giving some demerit in the multi-level motor. Multi-level motor require more number of switching devices, gate control circuits. Switching devices in English means obviously we need more gate control circuits, more isolation we need. Okay, more gate control circuit, which increase the size and cost of the inverter. So I have I have proposed novel multi-level inverters which reduce the number of switches. Okay, so what is the features of multi-level inverter? High voltage operating capability, reduced rate of change of voltage, dV by dt will reduce, reduced harmonic content, generate near sinusoidal current, smaller input as well as output for filter we need, lower EMI problem, low switching frequency leads to decrease the switching losses, increase the conversion efficiency. So we will see one by one. So these are all development of multi-level inverter. As we know, we are giving three conventional MLI. One is diode kilometer multi-level inverter. Next one is FC MLI, means flying capacitor multi-level inverter. Next one is CHP, cascade H bridge multi-level inverter. Next one is transformer based multi-level inverters. I have proposed two transformer based multi-level inverter. Then I have proposed three new multi-level inverters. We will see one by one. So this is the conventional multi-level inverter, as I said earlier. So what are the issues in multi-level inverter? Though I am giving lot of advantage in the multi-level inverters, we are giving demerit also. What are the demerits? We are giving lot of switches, no? We are giving lot of switches. Once if we are giving lot of IGBTs, we need control circuits also more. So if control circuits more means it will create some complexity in the circuits. Okay, so these are all some demerits. So we have to reduce the switches, means we have to reduce the IGBTs. That is our research. Okay, so excessive number of power switches, that's a uses in multi-level inverter. More gate driver circuit resulting in increased cost, complex control circuits. Okay, so this is my proposed novel transformer based multi-level inverter. Very simple thing actually. So this is the symmetrical topology. Symmetrical means same voltage source. Okay, let us take 20 volt means 10 voltage will appear here as well as 10 voltage will appear. Circuit theory says if you connect same capacitor here means same voltage will appear here. Okay, means if 20 voltage here means 10 voltage will split up here as well as 10 voltage. So I am giving E by 2 here, E by 2 here. Okay, then here I am giving push-pull configuration. So this is a push-pull configuration. That's why I am using midpoint transformer. Okay, so if I need, let us check. If I need, first one is if I need E means what should I do? I got switch on S2. So current, I mean, we will see this one. We go to switch on. If you put, I mean, if you switch on S2, my current comes here. This is a, as you know, this is IGBT. IGBT nothing but this current, this arrow mark indicates converts to current direction. So my current starts here, tender here, it going here, it comes here, it tender to negative. So this is the negative portion. So we are getting E as the output voltage. So this is this voltage will appear here. This is a push-pull configuration. This is I published in the paper. Okay, this is my research work. Okay, then if I need this one, if I need E by 2 only means we have to trigger this one, S1. This is S2, S1. Okay, this is a bidirectional switch. Okay, if switch on this one, this is a bidirectional switch. So current comes here. Current won't flow here because it's a this is IGBT, no. So as I said earlier, this is a conventional current direction. Okay, this arrow mark indicates a conventional current direction, but this arrow mark is like this. So my current supposed to flow here only. Okay, it going here and going here. So we are getting positive voltage. If I need, I mean, this is, I mean, this one, if you are giving negative means, negative voltage means what to do? This is a reverse current direction. This is a green indicates positive current direction. Red indicates negative current direction, means negative voltage. Negative voltage, no? Okay, positive voltage as well as negative voltage. So if you need positive voltage means, I mean negative voltage means my current, I mean my current is going here, it going here, return back here. Okay, actually, listen here. So it's going here, it comes here. It means this is direction. The direction change means here also direction change. Okay, so this is the logic behind the push-pull configuration. Okay, this is a 0 level. Okay, this is minus E by 2 minus E. Okay, this is power loss calculations. Okay, okay, this is a hardware setup. This is a Simulink setup. I have simulated using MATLAB. Okay, this is hardware setup. I have simulated, I have developed a PWM technique also. This is a PWM technique which I used in my topology, my 5-level multi-level inverter topology. Okay, this is a hardware result which I have taken in my research. This is output voltage. This is output voltage simulation. This is hardware result. This is output current simulation. This is output current hardware. This I have taken from R load. That's why it's the same voltage and current is the same because it's R load. This is R load. R load means my current is sinusoidal waveform. As you know, R load means L. L means it stores energy, so it will goes gradually. So obviously my current will obviously sinusoidal. Okay, so this is a R load result. This is output voltage simulating output voltage. This is hardware output voltage. This is simulating current for 40 ohm 60 millihenry. This is hardware result. So this is the TST value. So I'm giving TST as 22.17%. Current TST is 5.03. Still it has more. Okay, still I'm getting more. This is a hardware. This is a simulation. R load means I am giving less. R load, this is R load. Obviously R load means I am giving more TST. If you use R load means I am giving less TST. So TST is 3.24, 2.08. This voltage harmonic, current harmonics for R load. Now I am taking this novel multi-level inverter. I am using for single phase induction motor because I want to drive single phase induction motor. So for electric drive, so I am taking this. So I am using fuzzy logic controller to drive my single phase induction motor. So this is my novel multi-level inverter. This is the existing fuzzy logic controller. This is I have taken from IEEE paper. Then I am taking two things. Okay, speed and derivative of speed. I'm giving these two input to fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic controller will go controlled output voltage. That control output voltage I am giving to the multi-level inverter switches. That switch, according to this switch, I am getting output voltage. That output voltage I am given to single phase induction motor. So this is the simulating MATLAB simulating diagram. This is fuzzy logic controller simulating. This is a closed loop. Fuzzy logic means closed loop. Okay, so closed loop. That closed loop I am going to my PWM signal generation. The signal generation will go signals to S1, S2, S3, S4. I'm giving pulses to my multi-level inverters. Okay, so this is the single phase induction motor. So this is, we are having main winding and auxiliary winding in the single phase induction motor. So this is a current in the main and auxiliary winding. So this is a transient I am getting, as you know, induction motor will draw more current initially. So it got more current initially. Then after 0.6, it's a transient, no? 0.6 seconds. After 0.6 seconds, it is steady state current. Then it's a set speed, which I set in the fuzzy logic. Okay, this is actual speed. So my fuzzy logic is very good controller to trace my set speed. Okay, so this is a transient, so it will trace the set speed. Okay, this is a speed in RPM. So now what I am doing means after 2 seconds I am increasing load. I mean actually increases speed response at no load condition. Okay, I am increasing the speed in the, I mean set speed on the increase pandra. Okay, what I am doing means initially I am giving this speed or 600 RPM. Then after 2 seconds I am giving 1200 RPM. Okay, I am increasing. Okay, so my fuzzy logic is very robust control. So what if you give any disturbance, my fuzzy logic will go very good response. So this is the set speed. This actually after 0.4 seconds I am getting set speed. After 0.4 second I am getting set speed. This is a decreasing speed. This is increasing speed. This is decreasing speed. Okay. So initially I'm giving set speed as 1200 RPM. Then I'm decreasing this speed to 600 RPM. So my fuzzy controller will decrease, immediately will decrease, going like this. So because of decreasing, I'm getting some disturbance in the current. This is the disturbance because of the transient condition I am disturbance. So whenever you give disturbance to the motor, I'm getting disturbance in the current. Okay. This is a load. Previously I'm getting speed disturbance, here load disturbance. Okay. If I'm having 1 Newton meter means what will happen? Okay. This is at 1.5 Newton means what will happen? This is so response, I mean disturbance in load. This zoomed response. Okay. Now I'm giving a new 7 level limiter. Very simple thing. If you increase one level, if you put one extra IGBT, it will go 7 level. 7 level means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So previously we have seen about 5 level. No, this is a 7 level. So using single single DC source, I can generate 5 level, but I am using capacitors. I need capacitors. So I am using 3 equal capacitors, C1, C2, C3. So obviously my voltage will divide it to VDC divided by 3, VDC divided by 3, VDC divided by 3. Okay. So this is switching table. So you get plus VDC plus 2 VDC divided by 3 plus VDC divided by 3, then 0 minus VDC divided by 3 minus 2 VDC divided by 3 minus VDC. So this is for modes of operation. This is green color will show positive current, red color will show negative current as well as negative voltage. So this is push-pull configuration. No. So this is the positive current means is going like this. Negative current means is opposite. That's all. Okay. This is simulation. This is PWM techniques which I implemented in the MATLAB. This is hardware setup. This is hardware pulses for S3 switch, S2 switch, S1 switch. This is simulation switches, switching pulses. This is S4 and S5. The simulation results this voltage stress across the switches. This is hardware result. This voltage stress across the switches. This simulation output voltage. This hardware result. This current voltage. This RL load. This is also very important. The capacitor balancing capacitance is also very good research. So my topology will go balancing the voltage. Okay. So this is the TST simulator hardware. Then I have developed 30 level boost inverter. Okay, that's also very good topology. This one. This is the why I am saying boost topology means using single. Let's take this is using single DC source. I can get 30 level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Moreover, I can boost my output voltage. Input I am giving VDC, but output I am giving 2 VDC. That's why I am saying this is a boost multi-load motor. Boost multi-load. This is a very good topology. I have implemented this one for PV applications. These are switching tables. This is the modes of operation. Okay, this is also very important. This is I have taken from one famous book. Okay, Ku actually. We are giving actually 4 techniques: equal phase. I mean, how we can generate the output. That means actually equal. You should not generate equally. Actually, this if you generate equally means it will have more harmonics actually. So we are giving 4 techniques: equal phase method, half equal phase method, half method, feed forward method, but this method have more advantage. Actually, this method give this type of waveform. Means at peak I am giving more width. At peak I am giving more width. Peak only. So it means it's similar to sinusoidal waveform. It's a sinusoidal waveform. This is the ideal one. What I need is this one, but I am giving this one. But TGST is very this TGST is 0 actually. This sinusoidal waveform TGST total gamma distance is 0. So this is the ideal one. But no inverter will give ideal sinusoidal waveform. Okay, that's very important. So using this formula, we can generate this alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. I means 1, 2, 3. This alpha 1, alpha 2. Using this formula, we can generate the pulses. So this is a generation of pulses. Okay. Next, I got developed some non-transformer multi-level inverter. Means transformer has some demerit, no, but it is bulky. But transformer has some advantage also. What are the advantage? If you have any fault in the load side, it won't affect the supply. Means my transformer will give inbuilt isolation between load and source. That's the advantage in the transformer. But unfortunately, transformer gas, it's a bulky. So that's why I have developed one more multi-level inverter which doesn't have any transformer. That's also I go published in the paper. This one. This is very good structure. There is no H bridge. Without H bridge, I have developed lot of levels. This is a general form. Okay. So this I have developed 27 level using these switches. I didn't use any H bridge. I didn't use any H bridge. I am using these things only. So we will how it will operate. We will see one by one. Okay. So if I want 0 level means I have to switch on these things. I have to switch. I have to short these things. Now if I need one, I am taking 1 VDC, 2 VDC, 3 VDC, 4 VDC like this. I am taking this. This is a asymmetrical waveform. 1 VDC, 3 VDC, 9 VDC, and 9 VDC, 3 VDC, 1 VDC. Using this structure, I can develop 27 level. Okay. So if I want 1 VDC means I got to switch on this one. If you switch on, current is flowing like this. Actually flowing like this. So I'm getting 1 VDC. That's it. So if we need 2 VDC means this is a 2 VDC. 2 VDC. 3 VDC means this is. So please see side by side. My switching table. Please see switching table as well as circuit diagram. 6 VDC means we got to switch on like this. I will give this PPT to your coordinators. You can use this PPT. So this 9 VDC, 10 VDC, 11 VDC, 12 VDC, 30 VDC. So this is the negative one, negative VDC, negative VDC, negative 3 VDC, negative 4 VDC, negative 5 VDC, negative 6 VDC, negative 7, negative 8, 10, 11. So minus negative means minus 11 VDC means what I am doing. This is 1. So current going here. Then it's a 9. So here it's a 1 VDC, but this is a positive. This is also positive. So we got to subtract. No. So VDC it's going here. So this is also negative. We got to subtract. It comes here. It comes to. So it's a very good topology. Without H bridge, I can generate the waveform. So this is my, as we know, RMS value, it's very important. Root mean square. If you're giving inverter means RMS value is very important. If you're giving rectifier means average value important. RMS value will go how much of AC content available in the waveform. So for my multi-level inverter, this is the formula. This formula for my inverter means my multi, this is this inverter. This V01 nothing but fundamental. As I mean, 1 is nothing but fundamental. So V01 RMS means fundamental RMS value is equal to this one. I have derived this one. The T-gauge formula, this is V root of V RMS squared minus V01 RMS squared divided by V0 squared. So I have developed this this one. Then this is theoretical T-gauge value 2.98. It's very good T-gauge value. So my output voltage is nearer to sinusoidal waveform. Okay. So this is ID max. This is VB. So this is a flow chart which I have developed for switching circuits, which I have implemented in the MATLAB. This is MATLAB simulation for 27 level. I have implemented for PWM techniques also. This is hardware. This is laparati setup. This output voltage. This is Fourier series waveform. This output voltage only. This output voltage. This then I have taken for 3-phase. Previously we have seen single phase. This is a 3-phase. So 3-phase means this is for 1 leg, the second leg, third leg. So these three will go 3-phase output voltage. 3-phase. This is a 3-phase induction motor, which I have implemented in the MATLAB, which I have simulated for induction motor drive. This is the induction motor drive, 3-phase induction motor drive. Okay. Then I have proposed one more method. This is for another method. So previously I am having this one, no? Actually this one. Then after completing my PhD, I have developed this one by using my student. Actually, this one is same as the one IEEE paper, which we discussed in the very first slide. Okay, but small modification. This is done by my student after finishing my PhD. I have done this one. Okay, so instead of doing this one, I'm putting here. So previously we have discussed about IEEE paper. No, that IEEE paper, my source will going here, my switch is coming here. Then whatever I am giving here is same. This is same H bridge. This also H bridge. Okay. So this only I am changing. Okay, this also very good topology. I can develop 21 level with 3 sources, 12 switches. Switch is nothing but IGBT. So this is asymmetrical voltage source. So asymmetrical means asymmetric means different voltage sources. So I am taking V1 is equal to 23, V2 is equal to 46, V3 is equal to 161. So I am taking N is to 2N is to 7N. If we take like this, we can get more output voltage. So this is for switching table as well as modes of operation. So this for if switch on S1, S4, S7, S10, S12, you look at this configuration. Okay. Now look at like this. This is for VDC3 only. This is for negative. Negative voltages. My student have simulated using MATLAB. This is Hutch, as I said earlier, half height method. This is the output voltage, 21 level. Output for 20 level MLI using Hutch method. 1, 2, we are getting 21 level. This is TST, but TST is 3.96%. Some okay, less than as per IEEE standard. My TST should be less than 5. My TST should be less than 5%. So it's good. My topology is good because it will go 3.96%. Then I got developed PW techniques also. I am using multi-carrier PW technique. So this is for MATLAB Simulink model for developing multi-carrier PWM techniques. If you are doing multi-level, if you are doing research in the multi-level inverter, please ask me. I will send MATLAB file also. No problem for me. So this is for switching pulses. This is PWM output voltage. So this is the TST value, 3.9, good. So thank you. So still my students have developed a lot of circuits. So my students have developed a lot of circuits. But if you are doing research, please let me know. I will send Simulink copy of, MATLAB file to you. Okay, this is my mail ID. My mail ID is Kandiraj at aubit.edu.in. Okay, so AU means Anna University, BIT means BIT campus, .edu.in, Kandiraj at aubit.edu.in. So please send one mail, I will send you. Okay, that's all about my presentation. If you have any doubt in the multi-level inverter, please ask me, I am happy to answer it. Any doubt? Any clarification?
Sir?
My presentation.
Hello?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Please answer
thank
the
you, sir.
queries of the participants. Yes.
Yeah. If you have any doubt, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. If you need PPT, I will send you. Okay, I will send you. No problem. Anything else?
Dear students and participants, any doubt you can clarify with sir. Is there any doubt?
So actually, we have discussed about multi-level inverters. Okay, so multi-level inverters is very good important research in the power electronics. As we know, vehicle need battery gas DC. We have to convert DC into AC. So to convert to DC into AC, we need inverters. Okay, that's why we are discussing multi-level inverters.
Yes, I think
Any clarification?
Divya has one question. I think Divya. Divya?
If you have any difficulty to talk with me, please put in the chat box. please put in the chat box. I will see in the chat box. Otherwise, no problem. If you go, no doubt, no problem. If you are really doing PhD, I may research in the multi-level inverter, please contact me. Okay, my mail ID is kandraj@aubit.edu.in. My mobile number is 98. I will put in the chat box. You can contact me 984032696. If you want PhD under my guidance, you can contact me. Okay, I need one student. Okay, I will put in my mail ID in chat box. kandiraj@aubit.edu.in. Actually, it's very important one. It's very easy. Multi-level inverter is very important as well as very easy topic. Yeah, so actually, inverter is very important. Among this inverter, multi-level inverter is very, very simple. If you want really do in PhD, research in the power electronics, you can choose multi-level inverter. It's very simple. Easily we can simulate. Okay. So if you need any PPT as well as any MATLAB simulating files, please send one mail to me.
Yes, and Gandhiraj sir, good afternoon.
Sir, good afternoon. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
for
thank you
inviting
very
me.
much. Yes, thank you. I saw the presentation of throughout the presentation. I was listening to your presentation carefully, and
Okay, sir.
your models of the multi-level inverter and all your novelty and H-bridge inverter I saw very well. And yes, on behalf of Welltech University and on behalf of our school and department, our sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Kandiraj for accepting our invitation. And in the meeting, we have research scholars also in the meeting. I think they can put some queries. Divya, you have any doubt? Divya and Indumari, full-time PhD scholars.
Sir, no doubt, sir.
No doubt. You are very thorough.
Sir, not like that, sir.
Yes, I think Bhaskar sir, yes, Bhaskar, please put a query to our sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, explain about the multi-inverter race, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, I think
Sir,
nowadays
thank you,
the online classes are becoming it is of almost passive learning, and the participants are not coming forward to interact. So I think it is not good sign for the online classes, right? Yes, Professor Kandiraj sir, the participants are not coming forward to interact. So it is making the resource person to a very embarrassing situation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right, and they must utilize your knowledge and the information what you have about the inverter and things. And the participants are, I think, whether they are online or it is a paid event. Even though they are paid, they are not coming forward to interact.
Oh.
Yes, any other students who are learning power electronics can put one or two questions before we close the session. Okay, and Karthik Kumar sir, I now invite our coordinator of the program, Karthik Kumar sir. Please carry on, sir. Please carry on.
Yes, sir, yes.
Sir, thank you, sir. Before closing it, thank you so much, sir, Dr. Chandrasekhar sir, for inviting me. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable suggestions and valuable presentation to research scholars, and the community is going to doing research in converters and inverters. They may useful by this presentation. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you.
Can I leave, sir?
Karthi, you have any announcements regarding your feedback form or anything you can make it?
Sir, dear participants, I have shared your feedback link.
Sir, can I leave, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
You
can
can
I
leave,
leave?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Thank you so
sir.
much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Chandrasekhar, sir. Thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar.
Thank
Okay, thank you.
you. Bye.
Dear participants,